win! Hawks win 4-3 in overtime over the Ottawa Senators. Yes, you're hearing me right. The Blackhawks have won a game in Eastern Canada as they end that Eastern Canada road trip off with an overtime victory. And we get flashes of vintage Patrick Kane in this one, as he puts up not just one goal, but two in tonight's performance to give the Hawks this victory. This was a great game by the Blackhawks. They started out steaming, 44 seconds exactly. In that first period of play, the Hawks were the better team. Second and third period of play, at points it was the Ottawa Senators, until later on in the third period of play when the Hawks were able to start get going. And then it goes to overtime, and the Hawks were able to prevail. This was a good win by the Blackhawks, a much needed win after a couple rough losses in a row. This was a good performance by the team, where they come into Ottawa and beat them. Beating former Blackhawk Alex DeBrincat, who did get on the score sheet, but with the assist, but we'll get into that later on. This was a good performance by the Hawks. Did I predict DeBrincat to probably score a hat trick against us? I actually did, but did it happen? No, thankfully, because I know how dangerous the Cat is, and I would have thought in a revenge game, the Cat would have been really buzzing to try and get one on, get a goal or a hat trick against us. So let's get into the shots of the game, shall we? First period of play, 10-9 for your Chicago Blackhawks in the first period, 6-11 for the Senators in the second, 14-7 for your Chicago Blackhawks in the third, 2-4 for the Senators in the overtime. Total shots on net, 32-31 for your Chicago Blackhawks. Power plays 0 for 3 for the Hawks and 0 for 3 for the Senators. 50-50 split on the faceoff percentage tonight as well. This was a very tough and hard matchup for the Hawks, as the Senators, they have a deeper roster than the Hawks, but at this point, they don't look like they're going to make the playoffs, and it was a season where the Senators are kind of playing letdown hockey to their fans when everyone thought the Senators are ready to compete for a Stanley Cup playoff spot with acquiring players like Alex DeBrincat and Claude Giroux. It really hasn't worked out this season. They've had 5 different goalies in net also, so that doesn't help either. Same with the Hawks. We've had 5 in net, but we were expected to be the worst team in hockey. So, shall we get into the goals of the game? Yes, we shall. And, well, it does not take long for the first goal to go up. Last game, it took 9 seconds for the first goal to go up, and that went in favor for the Maple Leafs. And the Hawks were able to score a few seconds later at 62 seconds into play. The Hawks were able to get on the board first, and it comes 44 seconds into play. Scored by number 88, Patrick Kane. His 10th goal of the season. Assisted by number 13, Max Domi. And number 6, Jake McCabe. This goal by Kane gets the Hawks on the board early, and you can see when the Hawks get a goal early, they have a buzzing mentality for the rest of a period of play. They play strong for the remainder of the period, and they did. This goal by Kane was another good one to see, because Kane has been struggling, and we can say it. He's been heavily struggling hard with the Hawks, not really showing up to play all too much, but now he gets on the board, gets his 10th goal of the season, tying a former Blackhawk Jeremey Roenick for 3rd all-time in points for American-born players. So the Hawks have a 1-0 lead and they take that 1-0 lead into the second period of play. Hawks had a few other opportunities in that first period of play. They just could not beat Sogard. This was a good period for the Hawks where they were moving the puck well, getting the opportunities off. The Senators were moving and getting a few chances off, but they weren't really high quality chances to beat Mrazek. So we go into the second period of play. Hawks still up 1-0. This is where the Hawks get a little bit dangerous with themselves. They get called for a couple penalties. One, Steph Jones gets sent to the box, and then about 30 seconds later, we get sent to the box again for a 5-on-3 PK. What happens on that second penalty getting called? The Hawks had too many men on the ice when they were shorthanded. That's something you don't want to see happen. Definitely a bench minor penalty. And so the Senators were already with some momentum. Hawks were able to kill off that 5-on-3 power play. They were able to kill off it when both Hawks come out of the box. So that doesn't affect anything. But the Senators were able to get momentum from it. At 7:31 in the second period, Shane Pinto scores his 13th of the season, assisted by Derek Bouchard and Nikita Zaitsev to make it a 1-1 game. This goal was a shot from the point that gets tipped right up front of the net, going 5-hole on Mrazek. It's a 1-1 game, and it leads into the third period of play at 1 apiece. But the Hawks were lucky it was 1-1. The Hawks were not good at all that second period of play. It was a lot of lackadaisical hockey, letting the Senators in, Hawks on their heels, not doing much with the puck. They didn't have their first shot until about the 10-minute mark in that second period of play. It was not a good second period of play for the Blackhawks. So they go into the third period, Hawks playing on their heels. They have an early power play because the Hawks had a power play going into that moves into the third period of play. That gets killed off. The Senators get momentum, and they score off it. At 2:11 in the third period, Claude Giroux on a 2-on-1 break with Alex DeBrincat, assisted by Brandstrom, to get his 22nd of the season. Yes, DeBrincat gets on the board by assisting to Claude Giroux. I would have thought Cat would have shot the puck, or Giroux would have passed right back to DeBrincat, and he would have given him the shot, because we've seen that happen a lot in past years with the Hawks, but it didn't happen where Cat to Giroux gets the Senators the lead. It's 2-1 Ottawa at 2 minutes into the third period of play. The Senators continue to press, and 4 minutes and 33 seconds into the third period, Brady Tkachuk with a wide open net gets his 23rd of the season, assisted by Brandstrom and Tim Stützle, to make it a 3-1 game. This goal by Tkachuk, he gets a wide open net. Brandstrom leads Mrazek to overslide. Tim Stützle gets the puck over to Brandstrom. Brandstrom kind of dekes it, fake shot over pass to Tkachuk, wide open net for Tkachuk, and it's 3-1 Ottawa. Hawks were basically done at that point. I basically tweeted, it looks like the Hawks are done. But they are not. At 10:49 in the third period, the Hawks get a little luck. As they're on the shorthanded unit, the Hawks take advantage. For his 4th shorty of the year, 10th of the season, scored by number 24, Sam Lafferty. Yes, you're hearing me right. Sam Lafferty, with his 4th shorty of the season, gets the Hawks within 1. He goes on a breakaway, steals the puck off a face-off loss, and the puck gets to the stick of Laffy, and Laffy goes on the races and gets a breakaway, and he gives the Hawks within 1. It's 3-2 with a shorty from the Hawks. So about 6 minutes later, there's not a lot of time on the board remaining. The Hawks need a goal. And who does it? It's none and only Patrick Kane. At 16:55 in the third period. Scored by number 88, Patrick Kane. His 11th of the season. Assisted by number 13, Max Domi. To make it tree to tree in the third. Kane now surpasses Jeremey Roenick for the lone spot at number 3 overall in American-born NHL players and point production. Yes, Kane gets his 11th of the season, passing Jeremey Roenick and tying this game up for the Hawks, and this leads to overtime for the Blackhawks. And in overtime, the Hawks don't look so well as they start out with Max Domi, Kane, and Steph Jones. And they don't do well as the Senators are moving the puck well, had a few shots off. Hawks lose control. They get one shot off, and then the Senators continue to press, and it comes later on in the overtime at 2:52 in the OT. Scored by number 89, Andreas Athanasiou. His 12th goal of the season, assisted by number 90, Tyler Johnson. And number 6, Jake McCabe. To give the Hawks the 4-3 victory in OT. This goal by Athanasiou was pretty much all him, as he takes it into the offensive zone, goes on a 2-on-1 break, freezes a Senator skater, gets the puck over to Tyler Johnson. Johnson shoots it, and it goes right to the stick of Athanasiou, and he gets an empty net OT goal, and the Hawks win it 4-3. This was a nice victory by the Blackhawks, a much-needed victory, and we do get flashes of vintage Patrick Kane in this one. This was a good game by the Hawks, and it was fun to watch. So down in the comments down below, I want to hear what your thoughts were on tonight's action, and thank you for watching the broadcast. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And most of all, let's go Hawks!